So a lot of people have been asking both on Twitter and on YouTube, what do I use to scan for stocks? How do I chart stocks, both day trading and long-term investing? And it's the same answer. I use Tradingview. In this video, I'm going to be telling you why I've been using Tradingview for over 3 years, some of its key features, and some things you should look out for if you're considering purchasing a subscription to Tradingview. So if you are unaware what Tradingview is, it is a stock scanner, screener, charting service, all rolled into one, but not just for stocks, it also does cryptocurrency, normal currency, indexes, ETFs, one-stop shop for absolutely everything. It offers an app for your iPhone. I strongly recommend downloading it. I believe it's on Android too. And you can also have a web browser version, which, to be honest, is pretty damn handy and very, very reliable. I've yet to see it crash on the web browser version. So I will be talking about the pros and the cons. There are some cons with Tradingview, so make sure you stick around for the full video. But if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button, turn the bell, and please do help this video rank by hitting that like button and drop a comment below with some questions I'm sure you're going to have. So Tradingview itself, firstly, let's get into the costings. It is much cheaper than some of the other services. Dance Trader, Stocks to Trade, in fact, name me what service you're currently using in the comments, but some of them come in at over $100 a month, which is cuckoo, absolutely cuckoo. And I found Tradingview quite early on, luckily. I was with Stocks to Trade, I tried Dash Trader, and Dash Trader was definitely better than Stocks to Trade before anyone comments, but Stocks to Trade, I got level 2 with my broker, so I didn't need level 2 that much, and you know, Tradingview doesn't have level 2, that's the only downside, but for what you pay, you get a hell of a lot of bang for your buck. Let's call it bang for the buck. And quite frankly, Tradingview can come in at a variety of different prices. There's many offers. Check out my link in the description to get one of the best ones at the moment. If you pay annually, I think it works out at like $18 a month, which is literally pennies, especially if you're coming into day trading. I don't think you'll get a live charting service that offers you alerts, tools, scanner, charting, everything in one, and along with a bit of fundamental as well. It is an absolute steal at that price, in my opinion. If you do want to help me out, you can use the affiliate link in the description and it'd be very much appreciated. It also helped put my kid through college, which I've just realized I need to save up for because it costs more than an arm and a leg, and quite frankly, I'm not that good at hopping. So all in all, Tradingview is a very cheap and easy scanner, charting, whichever you want to call it. Let's call it a stock chart service because that's pretty much what it started out as. It is one of the best and cheapest, and the best thing about it is fully customizable. I get a lot of people asking me on previous videos, how do I change the background, gray, black, whatever, and I'm going to go through that in this video, and also how do I set up my scanner, and I'll go through that as well. And like I said, I've been using this for over 3 years. Actually, I think in a month's time, my subscription is up. They do send out odd offers, so like if you buy a 2-month package or a 3-year package or a 6-year package, you get some mega discounts. So make sure you stick out for them as well, and make sure you sign up to that subscription service because it's definitely worth checking out. Mine runs out, I think, in a month's time, and I will be renewing it for at least 2 years. Now, the pros and the cons. The cons really is it doesn't have level 2. And some people do prefer having an app. Now you've got an iPhone app, which works great. The alerts are perfect on it. So it's literally as a stock crosses, you get a ping on your web browser. So for me, after a while, I get used to using it on web browser on Mac. It is phenomenal. So I can't say that. But the only real drawback I can see is it doesn't really have level 2. And at the beginning, it can be very confusing because if anything, they have too many tools, too many scans criteria, and it's a minefield. But you need to bear with it. And maybe I had to bear with it because I had a 2-year subscription and I dived right in. But that said, it is worth it, trust me. Especially when you get into it and you start playing around with scanners. We have a lot of people in our chat room, there's a link for that in the description, who've started using Tradingview, and people still today come to me and say, have you checked out this on Tradingview, this tool, this scan software? And even after 3 years, I still don't know everything about Tradingview. So you're always finding new features and new tools, which is cool. It's a good thing to have. You've got multiple watch lists you can have as well, which is another good feature. Of course, being cheap, being web browser, mobile app, that's another good features that other brokers don't have. A lot of these things like Stocks to Trade, their app was really laggy and it crashes all the damn time. So just having a web browser for me is perfect. I can have it on the go and I've got it on my mobile as well. Again, the scanner's pretty damn good and the custom colors is very nice too. And one of my favorite features is the time frames. If you just type 5 and enter, that will change the chart on screen to a 5-minute. If you type 256, it will put on a 256-minute chart. Crazy, I know, why would you want that? But it's a nice feature to have. And also the tools for when you're checking your risk levels, your entries, which we'll come on to in a minute. So without further ado, let's go over to the magical mark and we can talk about Tradingview. So this is how Tradingview looks for me on a daily basis. Now, some of you longer term subscribers will say, why are the two different shades of blue in the pre-market and post? Quite frankly, I just changed it recently. Been trading a few higher caps, so I do want to separate the two when news comes out. Personal preference for me. For those of you wondering, how do you change all these colors? Well, you right click on the chart and you go down to settings, and all of these customizable things are there. So for example, if you want to put your extended hours on, you need to click it on. So right now, this is just the intraday candles, extended hours, and then we can change these as well if we wish. So we can change all these colors to whatever our preference is. I quite like it like this, so I'm going to keep it like that. We've got obviously a lot of things, scales, appearance, and things like that. Watermark, a lot of people were asking how to get this watermark. Well, it's just this little thing here, which tells you the ticker you're currently on. And then also as well, if we go down to the background, we can change the background to whatever color we want. Obviously red looks a bit chaotic, so I'm going to go back to my nice neutral navy damn blue. Another key feature that I like with this is if I'm clicked on the chart and say I type in a ticker, so let's say Facebook, I just type in FB and enter, and magically Facebook comes on screen. If I want to move to Tesla, we can do that as well. If I want to do Apple, we can do that. Oh, AAP, you need to type the ticker correctly, you can do that as well. And if you click here at the top left, you can also type in the company name. So you could type in, say, Twitter, and it will come up with all the company names that are like that, including different tickers and stuff like that. Like I said, you can use it for cryptocurrency, so you can have Bitcoin, BTC, sorry, like that. You need to type in Bitcoin. I don't know the actual ticker for that against USD anyway. I think it's a BTC. Anyway, if you know the Bitcoin USD ticker, drop it in the comments. Yeah, and then you've got the time frames. You can do it all up top here manually. But what I like to do is, this is Apple on 5s. If I want it on 1s, on my keyboard, quite simply, click 1, enter, we're on 1s. Like I said, 256, enter, and there you go. These candles are now 256-minute candles. Why you'd want that, I don't know. But yeah, they are 256 minutes. If you want hours, you just put a H after everything. So if you want two hour candles, you can do that too. And if you want daily, you just put a D. And if you want weekly, you put a W. And if you want monthly, you put a month. On the right hand side, you've got my RS watch list, and you can just basically create a new watch list here, and you can, play around and have different watch lists if you've got different strategies. And you can play around with that there, which is quite cool. To me, I tend not to be watching that many, so I tend to just have one, and it's called RS from way back when, and I haven't bothered changing the name. Now, as mentioned, the scanner, the stock screener is at the bottom here. We can click it on the bottom, and this is sort of my criteria. My scanner is very, very basic for day trading. I quite simply click pre-market change, put it in order, and then I do everything else manually with Flash SEC and companies of the sort. We see SNS right now has just done a reverse split of 10-1. So that's up 1000%. Technically, it's not, it's a reverse split. But we can also see SHLO is up as well. After hours on news, we can see the news down at the bottom right. And then we can, that's how I do it. If you want to make your own scanner, you go down here where it says pre-columns list, and you can save column as after you've edited it. So what you do is you go here, and let's say we want to look at 52-week highs. You type in 52, and then it's got all the different criteria for your scanner. Let me just put this up here. So you can see here, there is literally endless amounts of criteria you can have on a scanner. They even have pattern things that you can look for. So if you want a simple pattern like breakouts, this is, long upper shadow. I don't know what these mean, to be honest, because I don't tend to play them. And I don't know how reliable they are, but you can organize everything by pattern. And if you want to change the criteria of a ticker, for example, so let's go on the daily percentage change, and we want to look at everything that is above, say, 10% gain. We can do that, and there you go. Now it's only showing stocks that have gone up 10% yesterday. OTCs, obviously, mainly. There is the odd NASDAQ ARCA, New York Exchange ARCA, should I say. And yeah, and that's basically the stock scanner. Just play around with it, and then if you like it like this, you just click save column as, and then call it whatever you need to call it, okay? For me, like I said, I like my screener to be nice and basic. So if you ever have problems with your screener, just go into the criteria where it says filters here, because this is another way of doing it. And you can see all the filters that you can have as well. It's probably a cleaner way of doing it. And you can just click reset all, and then it goes back to basic. Okay, so that's a brief introduction to the screener. If you want to know more on the stock screener and how to find stocks, I can do a full video on that in itself, but this video is going to be like 6 hours long if I continue doing this. So let's move on to the next bit. So some more tips and tricks is if we put Apple on and we want to draw a sort of line quickly without having to go into, you know, the tools too much. Wherever we are, if we click Alt-H, it will just throw in a line wherever you need it. And if you want to delete it, you just click on the line and click delete. So quite a cool little feature there. And it saves a lot of time. And I think if you put Alt-V, it does a vertical line as well. So worth noting. Some of the key tools I like is if I'm teaching in the chat room, I like this brush because then I can just, you know, draw stuff, draw lines myself and like sort of put notes on charts. So if you want to do that, you can put a text on it as well. Say like, don't buy Tesla, for example. That's going to really trigger some people in the comments. But you can put that on a chart and you can just drag it wherever you want if you want to put a reference on it. One of the favorite features for me is if I'm day trading and say I'm looking at, I don't know, buying Apple and risking this low here, I can click this thing here, which is a long or a short position. But let's say long, and we buy it here, and we put the bottom one down to where the bottom risk level is. And say if we want to sell at the top of yesterday's pre, this is very, very handy. It comes in and tells you your risk to reward. So we'd be risking 2.73% to make 6.1, which is, yeah, I'm not saying that's a good trade. We'll see what happens because this is recorded in the past, but that's a very, very cool feature for me. And I think it's very, very worth note, along with many other tools if you want them as well. On the right-hand side, we have got Apple, and you can see some basic earnings, dividends, and some other technicals on it. And you've got the latest news, and you can change that to PRs and stuff like that if you wish. You've obviously got alerts. If you want to put an alert in, you right click and then go add alert. And there you go. We've now got an alert set on Kodak at 7.79, which I don't want. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And if you want to delete alerts, you can just go down and see these are all my alerts I've got set in at the moment. Most of them are irrelevant. And there are many, many other features down the side here, like hot lists, calendar, upcoming events, all sorts of crazy stuff that I don't want to overcomplicate my trading too much on. So that is basically how I set up Tradingview, how I use it for the charting. If you've got any tips or tricks from using Tradingview, drop them in the comments. I'm sure it will help someone out. And if you've got any technical or tips or tricks you want me to go through, if you want me to go more in the scanner or how I find stocks, let me know in the comments and we can go through that as well. So that is why I've been using Tradingview. It's cheap, web browser, fully customizable, too many tools to mention. That should be a song. Too many tools to mention. Like Simply Red, if anyone knows that. Yeah, just give me some abuse in the comments. I shouldn't know that song. But it does have too many tools to mention. Also, as well, what I love about Tradingview is the app. The app I've only just started using in probably the last 1 year, and I wish I was using it at the beginning. When I'm out and about, it gets alerts, so then I just rush back. So for example, if I'm having lunch with a wife, or if I'm, doing the lawn mowing or something like that, and my phone is in, it goes ping, ping, alert, run to my computer, and I can then assess and see if I want to get in a trade, a stock, or whatever, or just something of note. If you want to know more on different apps I use as well, let me know in the comments. Please do subscribe, turn on the bell, and for the love of God, please do hit that like button, and it will massively help me out. Like I said, on the link in the description, there is a very, very discounted rate for you to get in on Tradingview. If you do use it, you help feed a child for one more day. That's it from me. See you in the next video. Take care. Don't know what that was. Peace.